Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Coca 2005 for this particular article that came out in the Atlanta Black Star, April 18th, 2018. Kansas firefighter reinstated after hurling racial slurs, spitting on a 3-year-old, a little black boy, at Hooters. So they reinstated this piece of shit back to his job. He went into a Hooters. Some of you might remember this story. Back in February, he went into Hooters and got into an altercation and spat on this black little 3-year-old boy and called him a nigger. Okay, he's a 42-year-old man messing with a toddler, y'all. That's a bitch move. Okay, that's a bitch move. Terrence Jeremy Skeen, 42, was reinstated at the Kansas City Fire Department ahead of his trial next month after his attorneys argued he was suspended incorrectly, whatever the hell that means. Skeen faces battery, assault, and disorderly conduct charges stemming from a February 26 altercation at a local Hooters. A bitch move. Going to mess with a toddler, and he's a grown-ass 42-year-old man messing with a little toddler. And this is why y'all get called cowards. Firefighter is accused of threatening to shoot a black customer, calling him a racial slur, and then spitting on his 3-year-old grandson inside the restaurant. The victim, Raymond L. Harris, stayed behind after the Hooters manager called the police to report Harris and his family. Again, this is a pathology among white people. They are obsessed with calling the cops on black folks. Just get that. Even when somebody that looks like them clearly started the whole thing, the manager is calling the cops on the ones that were victimized by this bitch. Unbelievable. All right. Harris' family was ultimately asked to leave the restaurant despite having done nothing wrong, according to the paper. Harris said he was still inside with his grandson when the child briefly wandered away. Moments later, another patron said she saw Skeen spit on the child. Okay, I have been in stores and restaurants where I've seen white kids get loose from their parents. I don't believe I came close to thinking about calling the child a little cracker and then spitting on her. Okay, I don't think anybody would have done that, but it's within their nature to do this kind of stuff. So don't come here and try to post stuff like white kids don't wander away from their parents. Don't come here. Don't even go there. I've seen it too much in my lifetime. You need to get that effing girl and take her back to the other side where you came from, Skeen shouted at the man from across the bar. Okay, so what did he do? And you're sitting at the bar yelling across the room at a black man and his grandchild. After correcting him on the tot's gender, Harris said he asked Skeen if he had spit on his grandchild. F you, nigger, Skeen allegedly replied. I will spit on you. Fuck you. I will shoot you. Okay, so he started this whole thing, but when it came time to call the police, the manager called the police on the black grandfather and his grandchild. But this dude, this firefighter, started the whole thing. Skeen's attorneys have denied the allegations and said his client side of the story will come out at the trial. The firefighter is expected to plead not guilty. But see, other people saw him in that restaurant spit on that 3-year-old child. That's how the grandfather found out. Somebody in the restaurant told him they saw him do it. So it's not like, no one saw this in the restaurant or heard this guy. Other people heard him and they also saw him. I sure hope the grandfather gets a good attorney and not only go after Terrence Jeremy Skeen, who's a bitch, and the manager who called the cops on them and not this dude. You need a good lawyer, man. But please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. And don't forget to hit on the notification bell. And you know what? I'm going to use his picture in my thumbnail so you know exactly who Terrence Jeremy Skeen, 42-year-old bitch, who he really is. You'll get to see his face. Peace, family.